after you went up to the suite.
No, I saw you.
You didn't say hi?
No, you were walking up the stairs. Bill and I both said hi. You must not have been paying attention.
You didn't say hi. I didn't see Bill until I sat down and looked down the row.
I was sitting right next to Bill.
Not when I was in the row.
Was
he next to you when I said hi to you?
I don't think so. I think
you said he's already gone. I
yeah.
go, where's Cody? And Bill goes, he went up to the suite.
You walked up the stairs with Keith and
I was with Hotchkiss and
a bunch of people.
JR, yeah.
And I was like, hi.
And then he was gone.
Yeah, you must not acknowledge my presence, but I did say hi.
But wouldn't you know that I didn't see you if I didn't say hi?
You looked in my direction. I just didn't think.
There's 1,000 people in one person's direction at a basketball
I was
game.
right in front of you. I assumed that you saw me, and it wasn't a big surprise. Because we had
boy, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, well.
Anywho, a fun time at the Cavs game last night.
Great time.
Poundcake did mention yesterday on the show that his morning job had a suite, and so he would be repairing to go up there.
Yeah, he'd be abandoning
Did it go?
the iHeart media crew for greener pastures.
Any one of us would have done the same thing, by the way. Did you, what was the word Bill used yesterday? Ravage? Did you ravage the suite for food and chocolate chip cookies and all that? Did you go up there and...
So I walk in, and they're like, hey, like, so glad you made it. So glad you made it. And I was like, yeah, me too. I walk over immediately. I'm like, oh, you guys got hot dogs, nachos. What are these? They're like burgers. I say, okay, I take one of these.
Like, you didn't know what a burger was?
You didn't know what a hamburger was?
It was wrapped up in a package. I didn't know it was a burger.
Like foil or something?
It could have been anything. And I was like, what are these? He was like, burgers. I said,
just loose patties and a pack of buns.
So they're talking to me. They're like, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm like, just gathering my plate as they're introducing people to me. And they're like,
So you did to that person what you thought I did to you. No acknowledgement whatsoever.
I was head nodding. I couldn't handshake because my hands were full. And then they're like, so yeah, you want to...
from the moment you walked into the suite to the moment food was in your mouth, how much time had elapsed?
Like 1.37 minutes.
1.5 minutes before he went in.
1.37.
1.37.
Yeah, so like a minute 20, basically.
He goes in, scans the room like Arnie in the Terminator, finds the food. Just different things are lighting up on his mental screen, like something in foil, burgers, hot dogs, chocolate chip cookies.
You didn't even do like a round and like say hi to everybody first and just kind of be court. You're just right to the food.
Everyone was already established by the time I got there. They had their drinks in hand. They were already partying.
You wanted to catch up.
Yeah, they were
and also everyone knows who Poundcake is.
It's my morning job.
Right. No one at his other job is surprised that, you know.
You know how you walk into a place and you just go, hey, like just like a quick hi.
I did. I walked in. They're like,
normal social graces dictate that that's what you do. You do a quick round.
Yeah.
He doesn't adhere. He's a rebel. He doesn't adhere to regular social graces.
Like,
especially when there's classy food like hamburgers and hot dogs and nachos around.
Sure.
I was like, where can I put my coat? And somebody, I put it on top of somebody else's.
I imagine you walking in, taking the coat off and just throwing it on the face of probably your boss. And be like, where's my nachos?
Someone standing with a plate of food and all of a sudden their face is completely covered by Poundcake's coat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, nice to see everybody here. Just making myself a drink, like stirring it as they're talking to me. I'm like,
Oh, wow. So you had a good time. Did you stay for the whole game?
Nope. Left mid-third quarter.
Mid-third quarter. Yeah, about halftime, we went out to we were up there for a while, and then about halftime, I think everybody just went out to the bars in the concourse there or whatever. And so we were all kind of chopping it up. But it was a good time. I had a lot of fun last night. It was
a great time.
Cavs
I watched
win.
the
It was
game.
A lot of fun. Oh, you did?
Yes, I was there for the game.
I thought I saw you in the bar when we were all hanging around.
Like I was leaving at that point because the game was pretty much out of hand.
Oh, so you were leaving. Okay.
We were leaving then because they were up by 17, almost 20 points with like 3 or 4 minutes left. So we were just on our way out, going to the bathroom. And also there was some customers sitting in front of us that were very nice guys. But one of them, by the end of the game, was real drunk. Yes. And so he just kept turning around, going like, this is the best thing ever. Seeing you and Alan, this is the best thing ever. And I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate it a lot. And he kept going, no, man, you don't. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to.
Seeing you and Alan, like you guys aren't together in real life?
He's never seen us in real life together.
But like we do bar crawls, like we do events together.
He hasn't been to those. So, and also, it's one thing to go where you're expecting us to be there, but to be surprised by
we're sitting behind
him.
Yeah, because I stood up to go get a drink, and he goes, "Dude, can I get a picture with you?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." And so we do this quick thing or whatever, and then I go downstairs, and then at the end, there's like another dude who's chatting me up, and then the drunk guy comes down out of the row and into the bar we are, and I thought he said, because you're right, he was drunk.
He was pretty drunk.
And I thought he said, "Can I get a photo with you?" And I was getting ready to tell him, "You already did that," but he was trying to buy me a shot. But he was so drunk, I couldn't tell the difference between photo and shot.
Yeah, and so he was just kind of rambling for the last 5 or 10 minutes that I was
nice
watching
guy,
the
perfectly
game.
harmless.
Very nice guy, and he wasn't saying anything wrong or bad or like
he was having fun.
He was having a good time. It was just very repetitive, and so I was just trying to give him the like, hey, whoa, and like I kept trying to turn the focus back to the game. I'm like, oh man. Darius Garland went to the locker room and he's back now, and just like trying to get his focus back on the game, and
you're throwing out the most mundane stats.
Yeah,
like,
just anything.
Hey, they just changed that bulb up there in the upper quadrant of the jumbotron.
It was to the point where I was like, "Oh man, it's t-shirt toss time!"
Yay!
Just trying to get him to turn around.
Meanwhile,
or dance cam. I was trying to get him on that one. Just
dance cam. Yeah,
he wasn't. He was just locked in on me, and so I was like, "All right, I'm gonna slide out of here now." But again, very nice guy. He just was very, very drunk.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a staff Cavs game after we took a tour of the new studios downtown. That was my first time in there. There were a handful of other people who had been in there before, but I had never been in there before, and I kind of wanted to get a lay of the land, and it's coming together. I mean, this thing has been in fits and starts just because of scheduling and people doing things and holdups and whatever, so I don't know when the hell we'll be down there.
I've heard a lot of different dates. So
I'm just
giving up on.
Yeah, some more optimistic than others, but it's going to be really cool when we're down there.
It is. It looks
awesome.
It looks very cool, and there's like Poundcake is going to be all the way down the hall though. I thought his side studio was going to be.
Well, they told me
closer.
They're going to be right next to us. He's going to be next to us. I don't know.
Is he?
I heard a couple of different things. I don't know.
I thought he was going to be down the hall.
He might be,
because that's like another full studio right next to us.
Maybe. Yeah. So, I don't know.
We'll figure it out when we get there, but it's very cool, and that showcase studio that we're going to be in is definitely that's cool.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
They got tables now, they got some stands, no actual equipment yet. But it's getting there.
Well, they've got huge pallets of like unboxed equipment that they need to put in, but it takes a lot of time, so we'll see, but it's right there at 668 Euclid, and we've been talking about it for months, because initially they were like, October of... The windows were wrapped. iHeart Media, October 2021, and obviously construction being what it is, that was not going to happen. But we've all placed our bets on when we thought we were going to be down there, and I think we're probably all going to be wrong.
Yeah, I mean...
Poundcake's the latest with April 20th, and I think that might be optimistic, so...
I'll be out officially as of Tuesday, because
February 1 is what you guessed.
February 1 was my guess.
Right.
I was
crazy.
I was like Mary on her first day in L.A., just like, oh my gosh, this is all going to come together.
It's all coming together at once. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm in the bar last night, and I get a text, because I get these text messages from my daughter's school. I get this text that school is closed today because it's going to be too cold. And I don't ever remember as a kid.
I didn't have a cold day.
I never remember a wind chill day. I'm like, well, you're not in class with the windows open, so I'm not sure what this is. Apparently, it's not a rare thing, but I just never heard of it before.
Now that I think about it, I think I did have.
We had those
for people who walk to school, and they were like, you can't walk to school or ride your bike to school because the windshield's too cold, and they don't want to.
Well, even when we wait for the bus, like that was too cold to wait for the bus.
I see. Is that what it is?
So we had those when I was a kid. There was 1 week where they called off the whole week because it was like 10 below all week. So like no school all week. And then we had, when my kids were younger, still in school, they would get days off like that in Lakewood because it's a walking city. Like,
so it's getting to and from school that
Yeah.
jams them up. I see.
But even just like they so, and it depends on the school, but my kids, when they were going to Lakewood at the high school, they were going back and forth between these trailers too. So they were outside for portions of the day, and they're like, we can't do this. We can't have these kids walk around because they don't, not everybody has the proper jackets and coats and everything to bundle up.
Okay, let me take a break here. We got a lot to get to today, and if you wanted to get to $1,000, I'll have another one for you at around 2:30. That's your next chance to grab a keyword and go fund yourself with $1,000. So listen for that. 35192 if you want to text for anything along the way, and we'll be back.